Welcome to the regular meeting of City Council for Monday, May 11th, 2026. The City of Dawson Creek acknowledges that we are privileged to live and work on Treaty 8 territory in the traditional home of the Cree, Danazé, Saulteaux, Sicanee, and Slavey First Nations. We value the Métis peoples that live and gather here. We commit to upholding the respectful relationships these nations have built with the land, and we acknowledge our responsibility to carry that forward today and into the future. First order of business is 2 delegations. 2.1, we have Fred Feddema and Lori Knutson, South Hospice Palliative Care Society in attendance regarding the proclamation to declare May 2026 as Hospice Palliative Care Month in Dawson Creek. So good morning and welcome. You guys can come up if you want. So. Wonderful way to start the morning with both of you here.
Well, isn't it?
Yeah. I was wondering how you got first on the list, but...
Well, I know some people.
Yeah, well... might have something to do with all the things you do in the community. That,
Perhaps.
Yeah. So whereas Hospice Palliative Care Month is observed annually in the city of Dawson Creek during the month of May, and whereas the South Hospice Palliative Care Society is a community-based nonprofit organization formed in 1989 and dedicated to providing comfort, support services, and resources to individuals, families, and friends facing end-of-life loss and life-limiting illness. And whereas palliative care is a specialized form of health care that focuses on comfort, dignity, quality of life for individuals and families living with the life-limiting illness, whether at home, in hospital, or in a care facility. And whereas the society trained volunteers provide compassionate companionship and emotional support to those facing end of life, helping to improve their quality of life through presence and attentive listening. And whereas the South Peace Hospice Palliative Care Society, affiliated with both the BC Hospice and Palliative Care Association and the Canadian Hospice Palliative Care Association, promotes awareness, education, and access to high-quality palliative care for all Canadians. Now, therefore, I, Darcy Dober, Mayor of the City of Dawson Creek, do hereby proclaim May 2026 as Hospice Palliative Care Month in the City of Dawson Creek and encourage all citizens to join me in this worthy observance. And yeah, I mean, I maybe opened with a little bit of a joke, Fred and Lori, but what you guys do with the palliative care is, yeah, you know, it says a lot in here, but I know how much both of you give back, and the board and the organization to really give back to those people that are, you know, at the end stages of their lives and for their families. And yeah, I just don't know if there could be 2 better people than you two that could help and spearhead that. And I know you've put a lot into this over the years, and you know, from myself knowing you, but also from this council, yeah, we're just extremely grateful for what you do. And yeah, so yeah, just a real thank you to both of you. And yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. I will, I do have a mic here if you wanted to add any words. I wasn't sure if you wanted to.
Lori, you go ahead.
Yeah.
You wouldn't get that away from me.
Yeah, okay.
Yes, thank you. And just to say a few words about that, we're just a part of a good team. Hospice Society was started a long time ago, and it's the heart of hospice that continues on, you know, regardless of time. And I don't know, I'm just really proud to be able to help the people of this community at end of life, and it's a true passion of mine. So the one thing that I want to just let everybody know is that we run a lot of programs to help people stay at home for as long as they can, but we still will offer some services in hospital or in a care home as well. Volunteers, sheepskin loan program. If you want to stay at home for as long as you can, we have a bed loan program. And then we also have public awareness. So if you're interested more about it, just invite us to come and speak, and we will, you know, let you know. Or just call the office if you have any questions. And Ruby is our coordinator, and she does such a wonderful job. And she's there to help you as well. And or if you want to be a volunteer. I think that's all I have. Fred?
Yeah, once again, thank you very much. And as Lori has said, hospice is an organization that is all about how we can help someone live the end of their lives in comfort and with some compassion. I did want to say a big thank you to our community here for the support that they showed for our latest fundraiser, which was our gala and auction. And we're happy to report that we earned over $40,000.
Oh, wow.
So that goes a long way to help us.
I will just start this here. Is that, like the event, is that similar to how it's been in the past?
Yes.
Fundraiser? Yeah.
Yeah.
Around that number, so,
Yeah.
Yeah, well, thank you again very much for what you do, and yeah, it's very much appreciated. So, yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah,
Thank you. Brian.
yeah, you're welcome.
Yeah.
Thanks.
We'll get a picture.
Thank you.
Yeah, you bet. Thank you very much.
And that's for
Okay, excellent. Perfect.
All right.
Thank you. Enjoy your day. And,
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Thank you, Mike.
Good to see another two-headed guy.
Yes.
Yeah. Thanks, Brad.
Chairman? Greg? Kyle? Thank you very much.
All right, next order of business, 2.2, we have Charmaine Myers, Hope Stuckless, Mary Manuel, Kristy Babaran, sorry if I'm bad with some of the names here, Michele Mobley, Kiana Fellers, Dianne Bassendowski, Pam Morris, with the Building Learning Together Society and the Dawson Creek Child Care Task Force in attendance regarding the proclamation to declare May 2026 as Child Care Month, and May 8th, 2026 is Child Care Provider Appreciation Day in Dawson Creek. So I don't know if everybody's here that I called up, but those that are can come up, stand up here. And morning, welcome. Yes. Welcome. Yeah. Okay. Usually I like to give hugs, but my hands are a little cold, so I thought I could warm them up. No. All right, I will read the proclamation here. So whereas childcare is a vital community service that supports healthy families and a strong economy, and whereas childcare providers and early childhood educators are essential to providing safe childcare and high quality early care and learning programs that honor and celebrate children's cultural identity and language and contribute to their healthy development. And whereas childcare providers, parents, all levels of government, businesses, community associations, indigenous communities, and residents of British Columbia share a commitment to ensuring that childcare is affordable, inclusive, and accessible for families. And whereas the government of British Columbia supports and promotes the delivery of high quality, culturally relevant early care and learning options to ensure programs and services are available to support and protect the province's most vulnerable children and families. And whereas since 1982, many individuals, organizations, and municipalities throughout British Columbia have organized events to celebrate Child Care Month and Child Care Provider Appreciation Day. Now therefore, I, Darcy Dober, Mayor of the City of Dawson Creek, do hereby proclaim May 2026 as Child Care Month and May 8th, 2026 as Child Care Provider Appreciation Day in City Dawson Creek, and encourage all citizens to join me in this worthy observance. Yeah, I was, when I was looking through the agenda last week, there's so many amazing things that we get to deal with, but to have you guys all here that look after like our children of our community. Youth for this council is a passion for us. We're very strong believers that, we need to invest in our youth and we need to give them hope in life, and we live in tough times, right? So if we can give those supports to youth to give them the best chance to succeed, it's extremely important for us and very close to my heart. But to have all of you here this morning, because you are the ones that are the front line to our youth and our community, you and many others. There's a lot of phenomenal youth organizations in our community, and you know, that do it because of the same reasons, right? It's about passion, it's about our youth. So yeah, so when I was going through to be able to have all of you here in front of us, it really is just a you know, a good opportunity for us to thank you. It is, you know, I think thank you is probably small words for the appreciation that we have for what you do for our youth in our community, and I mean that. It's yeah, it really is. I've been involved in a few of the youth roundtables and groups, and just been able to you know, and even a couple of the expos, quite a bit of it, but just to see the passion that you bring each day to our youth, it's yeah, it's just amazing. So yeah, just thank you, all of you, for what you do, and all of your organizations and your teams, and it really is an honor to have you here today. So yeah, thank you. Welcome. I don't know if anybody wanted to say anything.
Sure.
And the only reason we use the mic is just for those that are watching on social media, they can hear. So yeah.
Yeah, I just wanted to thank the council and all these beautiful people here. We are all individuals from different organizations in the community, so we come together at our building learning together tables and our childcare task force, because as much as you know, it's a lot of work. Sorry, I meant to say it's a lot of work, and so we put that as part of our on the side of our tables of our regular jobs, but it's the most important thing we do, I think, in the community. It starts with the little guys, works their way up, and I think they have to have a grounding in the beginning of their lives, so that's what we kind of focus on. So yeah, it's important. Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. No, thank you. It's yeah, it is really amazing. So thank you. Simon's here. Yeah. Congratulations. Thank you. Yeah. I don't know where you want me to stand. Middle? All right. Yeah.
Okay.
It's my moment.
No.
Did she smile? Oh, that is amazing. And you're both here today, too.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, you can
Thank
thank
you.
you.
Nice to meet you.
Yeah, thank you.
All right, our next one, 2.3, I was just going to ask Councillor Apollonio to come up and present this one with me, if you don't mind. So, did you want to invite them in? Yeah. Yeah, morning. Yeah, you can come right up here if you want. And then I'll, yeah. Yeah. I just have to. Yeah, you can stand here. Yeah, here's fine. So, we have so Leosette, Adrian, and Wennali here, residents of Dawson Creek, in attendance, recipients of a decoration for bravery. So. I did have a little bit of a write-up that I'll read here. So, true heroes rarely call themselves that, but a person who risks their own life and their own safety to save someone else is the very definition of a hero. The city of Dawson Creek is proud to recognize 3 of its citizens who chose to put the life of another above their own. Each of them were recognized recently by the Governor General of Canada and were awarded one of the most prestigious awards that can be given to a civilian. On behalf of myself, this council, and the whole city of Dawson Creek, I'd like to offer our sincere gratitude and our deepest respect to the 3 of you. The world needs more people like you, and we are grateful that you're here today as part of our community And thank you for demonstrating what true courage, bravery, and sacrifice looks like. Congratulations, and yeah, just thank you for being here today. I know Councillor Apollonia reached out to me a little bit ago when you received these awards, so it was important for us to invite you in here. Just we wanted to recognize that. We're also thankful for all of you, but we're also very blessed and grateful that you're here today with us and in your journey. Yeah, and we're here with you. So we did do up a little bit just a certificate from the city and the mayor's office to each of you. So so I don't know, are you able to hug? Can I give you a hug? Yeah, you're welcome. Yeah, thank you. You hug? Thank you. So I don't know if you wanted to add anything, and I know you brought your medal.
Okay, yeah, I could show them what I didn't wear today,
Yeah.
but this is the medal I have received last March 26. So they said it's a star courage.
Yeah, that is amazing. So did they come here and present?
No, we traveled a lot.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
Yeah, so you went to the Parliament building, and is that where? Yeah.
I went to the reading hall.
Oh yeah. Nice. Yeah. Amazing. You have your. Oh.
Yeah, I answered the bell.
I forgot mine at home.
Oh, did you? You don't pack it around with you all the time? No.
No.
Yeah.
And I would like to call Annalyn, the lady that they saved on that day.
Well, there it is. Yeah. You had it, so hi. Morning. Nice to see you. All right, so what's the easiest here? Wennali. There we go. You're welcome. You're welcome. Yes, yeah, thank you. These are amazing stories, so thank you very much.
Thanks, guys. Perfect, thank you.
You're welcome. Greg, did you want to get a picture? Yeah, do you want to get all the council up? We'll get a picture of everybody. Yeah. You got any smiles left, did you? Yeah.
Finally be in the back row.
Yeah.
Perfect. Short ones.
All right.
Perfect, thanks, guys.
Yeah. Councillor Apollonia, you're not bringing your phone out for a picture?
I went for the selfie.
Yeah, I was like, selfie coming.
I can get it from them.
Get one Filipino demerit for that.
Got them all?
I think so.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah.
Congratulations. Yeah, it's amazing. Yeah. Congratulations. Thank you. Oh, yeah, congratulations. We can come over here, I'll grab you the mic, so. Sorry, I meant to ask that too. Oh. Yeah, it's turned on, yeah.
Hello, good morning, everyone. I will take the opportunity today to thank you to our community and for stepping up and supporting us. And your kindness and encouragement and generosity is very important to us, and it never be forgotten. Thank you.
You're welcome, yeah, thank you. Thank you very much and congratulations again. Thank you for bringing the medals and showing them. Thank you. Yeah, you bet. Thank you. All right. Next, 2.4, we have Matthew Power and Yash Cade with the Dawson Creek School Interact Club in attendance regarding the jail and bail fundraiser summons for May 23rd, 2026. So, morning. I guess I can actually go sit down here. Yeah, I'll just be 1 second, guys. Yeah, if you just push the button there. Yeah, good morning, both of you, and welcome. And it was nice meeting you this morning and the conversation. So, yeah.
Good morning. My name is Yash Kade. This is Matthew Power, President. I'm our social media manager, and we're here to talk about the Jail and Bail fundraiser on the 23rd.
So we started doing the Jail and Bail fundraiser last year as sort of a way for the Interact Club to kind of replenish our funds for the next coming year. Last year we were able to raise a little over $15,000, and we were able to then use that this year to do a lot of work in the community with kindness boxes and do some international projects as well, with helping out with polio and helping the Rotary Club send wheelchairs to the Dominican Republic. So this year, due to the success of last year's fundraiser, we were hoping to replicate that success by putting on another Jail and Bail this year. And to do a Jail and Bail, however, we do need people to be locked up. So today I proudly present 2 summons for one Councillor Greg Apollonio and Mayor Dober.
Yeah. Yeah. I actually thought you were going to.
Staff sergeant when we need him.
Yeah. Yeah. Thank you. We'll come out and get a picture with you guys. And I wanted to say a few words, but.
You can come.
Get it.
We should actually have Councillor McDonald as well, because he's seen the summons.
Yeah.
I left my summons at home though.
Yeah.
We caught Councillor McDonald at a Rotary meeting.
Yeah.
Got ambushed.
I actually think you should summons everybody that's sitting over here right
I
now,
thought so too, really.
especially Councillor Parslow.
Good job, guys. Hold on.
I lead a clean life, and like.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I want to thank you for coming in today to present, although I'm not excited to be arrested. Councillor Apollonio, Councillor McDonald, they probably are. They probably deserve it a little bit more than me. No, I wanted to, a few of us attended last year too as well, and it was, it was amazing to be part of, but more so, I just want to thank you because, our community, like you've seen this morning with some of the delegations that are in here, our community is built on our people. It is our biggest asset to our community is our people. So when we get to see youth that are out, taking time out of your day and your activities to do things, to give back, it makes what we do a lot easier. It really does. It really inspires us to get up each day and do what we do and push for our youth and our community and to make our community a strong place. So, yeah, it is amazing. And then it's not only what you're doing for our community, like you're reaching far past our community and you're helping, individuals and families and youth worldwide. So it really is just an amazing thing. And it really gives... I can speak for myself, and I'm sure I can speak for council on this too, but it gives us hope that that our youth, you guys are going to be our next generation of leaders. And you're doing this stuff already when you're in grade 12 and in high school. It just gives such, excitement for what our future is going to bring for, not just for the city of Dawson Creek, but for our whole region and our whole country. It's amazing to see. So. Yeah, I just want to really thank you. Thank both of you. I know there's quite a big group with Rotary Interact Club, so please pass that on to them as well as a thank you. And Yeah, I look forward to this, and are you locking all three of us up at the same time?
I don't know, it might cause a fight, I don't know.
You have to voluntarily just come in.
Yeah,
Alright.
and I honestly think like Councillor Parzo over here, like, I
I
know
can't
his,
believe you Council Sunday, though, so.
yeah,
Right?
yeah. Yeah, no, thank you very much, so, yeah. I was actually thinking a little bit too, this used to be downstairs, but this building used to be the police station, so there's actually jail cells down there. I would have thought about that, we could have thrown Councillor McDonald and that Polonio in there.
Not you though, eh? I'd just like to add, it takes people like Mr. Feddema and the other senior Rotarians to mentor these youth as well, so huge thank you to the fabulous Fred Feddema
Yeah.
for taking the time to guide and mentor these wonderful youth. So
Yeah.
thank you, Fred.
Yeah, absolutely, so, yeah, perfect, well said.
Good,
Well,
guys.
thank you.
Well done. Well done.
We'll see you on the 23rd.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah, we gotta start phoning people now. Yeah. We all phone the same people.
Yeah, I'll call you.
Yeah, I've been calling you too. Thanks, Fred.
All right. Good job, gentlemen.
All right, next, 2.5, we have Chelsea Blair, Event Manager, and Brooke Dixon, Marketing Lead with Extreme Mudfest Dawson Creek in attendance via Teams regarding a request for sponsorship for the Extreme Mudfest July 3rd to 5th, 2026. Good morning, ladies, and welcome this morning. The floor is all yours.
Good morning. For those of you who don't know, Extreme Mudfest is a 3-day mud and music festival. So we have mud drags, rock crawlers, mega trucks, side-by-sides, bounty hole. We are a family-friendly event. Kids of 12 and under actually get in free. We have camping on site, music at night, racing during the day. So our goal basically is to create a positive, impactful event within the Peace and Dawson region, give back to the community while we're doing it. We are partnering up with a local school this year. The PAC committee reached out and we're going to be adding family supper to our Sunday evening lineup. So we're going to do family style dinner, and then the funds raised will go back to build an accessible playground within the school. So that's one initiative we're doing this year. We also employ other volunteer groups to do our parking, cleanup, that kind of thing, and give a donation back to their clubs. We're very community focused. We are in need of sponsorships this year, as well as in-kind donations. So things like stage, light towers, generators, fencing is a really important one. We really drive a lot of tourism. 70% of our attendees are from outside a 50-kilometer radius. So a lot of people come, stay on site. We do provide safe busing for the ones that don't stay on site. So our bus will leave, I think it was 4 times a day last year, and do a loop to get everybody home safe. We stop at local restaurants as well as the hotels to get everybody home. Yeah, we're up on Riverside Road in Poos Koopy. And that's kind of who we are and what we're doing. But yeah, we're just really needing some sponsorship donation and in kind if possible.
Okay, excellent. Well, thank you very much for being here this morning and educating us on a bit on the event. So I'll open it up to council, see if there's any questions. Councillor Earl.
Thank you, Your Worship. Thank you to our delegation for coming out and meeting with us. And congratulations on the success of the event up to this point. It's been, I think, a few years here in the Peace now, and it's been very well regarded. Have you reached out to the Peace River Regional District or Village of Pouce-Coupe for sponsorship as well?
We have. We're in the process of getting on their delegation. We haven't heard back yet. We're just waiting for kind of the next steps where we are right now with you guys as well. We would love to kind of create a sponsorship tier even of the neighboring communities if we could, just to get everybody out. We do give a lot of our attendees stay in the Dawson area, and we're super helping out the restaurants and things like that. So it'd be great if we could get a couple behind us. Our costs are really rising to put on the event and keep everybody safe and do it. So every little bit of sponsorship goes a long way. So we have been reaching out to all the local businesses and neighboring communities as well.
Okay. And you'd mentioned in-kind with stuff like fencing and things like that. I'm not sure. I guess light towers are something that'd be more from industry. Because I don't think it's something we really have that much in the way of capacity as a municipal government.
Yeah, every community is a little bit different. We do have a site in Cold Lake, Alberta as well, and their community does have light towers. So we did give a deck with kind of everything that we need in kind. Yeah. We have reached out to multiple businesses in the area. There is a lot of oil field happening there right now, so it's kind of last minute on who can give what, but we are super hopeful we'll get that. The big thing that we are looking for is our stage, which would be like an SL100. I'm not sure if that's something that your guys' community has.
I don't
do events?
think it is. I don't think, with respect to large, elaborate outdoor events, I don't know that that's something we'd have. But yeah, we do have the sponsorship package here, so we'll have a look over it and see if we can do anything and go from there, I guess. But I'll turn the floor back over to my colleagues. Thank you.
Thanks, Councillor Earl. Any other questions? No? Okay. I don't think I have any either. I think, I think I understand what the ask is, and there's a package here for us. I guess one thing, and maybe you said it already, but what was the attendance?
So it's different every day, but we roughly get around 2,500 per day.
Okay.
Our racing sells out. One thing we are getting better at is tracking the youth coming in, because it's not a ticket. The kids come in free. We have now added a way to process kids as well to get more accurate numbers, but we're looking between the 2,500 to 3,000 per day.
Yeah. Okay.
And our camping this will be our third year. For the last 2 years, our camping has sold out on site. So yeah, we have quite a few that come and spend the weekend with us, which is nice.
Yeah. I've heard it's been really well attended, so I haven't had the opportunity to get out to it yet, but I've heard it's been really well. So, yeah. Okay. Well, that's great. Later on in council, we will, under mayor's updates, we'll deal with this business, and then we'll let you know. And we can go from there.
Awesome. We appreciate any kind of support. And if you guys have any questions, please reach out and let us know.
Okay, excellent. Thank you very much. Have a wonderful day.
Thank you.
Thank you as well.
Thank you. All right, I'm going to just vary the agenda and go to 2026 strategic priority chart. So 3.1, we have report number 26-090 from the Chief Administrative Officer regarding strategic priorities action plan update 2026 Q1. 3.3. What did I say? 3.1. Oh, 3.3. Yes, that's what I read out. Thanks, Councillor Earl. You want to just make the recommendation? That's all right. Thank you. Thanks, Councillor Earl.
Thank you, Your Worship. I'll make the recommendation that report number 26-090 from the Chief Administrative Officer regarding strategic priorities action plan update 2026 Q1, which provides council with an update on the staff action plan for Q1 in 2026 be received for information.
Thanks, Councillor Earl. Second, Councillor Apollonio. Any discussion?
I guess I mean, are we discussing it or receiving it for information?
Well, we can discuss it, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I think it's great to see the update, and I'm here you see snapshots of it at every meeting incrementally, but to see it listed out and what gets accomplished in a quarter is pretty impressive. So thank you to staff. I know this council, we have been much more deliberate with respect to how we articulate and track our strategic priorities, and I know it probably, the administrative piece of keeping track of it is probably a bit of extra workload for staff. I hope they see as much value in it as we do. Obviously, as we near the end of this term, I think there's some very impressive wins we can take a great deal of pride in around the tangible asset management, around the downtown revitalization, around how we've maintained our efforts to, better communicate with the community, with our neighbors, and neighboring Indigenous governments. So yeah, these updates are greatly appreciated.
Thanks, Councillor Earl. I'd like to, I guess, just add a couple things. Just thanks for the report, Kevin, and the team for putting it together. But when you reflect and go back through here and you think of 4 years ago or just under 4 years ago when we started this process and going through the strategic priorities with this council and the whole leadership team, it's pretty amazing to look back through at the accomplishments. There's been a lot that's happened, and not big flashy things, but just really protecting our assets, our community, and it's just the whole community from every aspect just feels like a better place, whether it's playgrounds or our facilities or our roads, the culture. All of it has just improved a lot. So just a thank you. But I did want to, I don't know if this is something council would be in, and and yourself, Kevin, and the team, but it would be kind of nice to do like another session to wrap this up, like where we do like a group planning, or like a where we can reflect on the last 4 years, but like a little bit of a debrief, a little bit of a celebration of some of this stuff, and a thank you, but then also to just set a platform for the next council moving forward. Just kind of thoughts might be kind of nice to do to wrap up. So I don't know if we would need a motion for something like that to organize something before this term's done.
Yeah, so through your worship, I think if that's something council would like to do, like you say, to have a bit of a wrap up, understand where we are, and really leave something for that next council to build off if they so choose. I think, we would definitely want a motion to do something there.
Okay. I'll make that motion that we, Councillor Earl's got something that's...
No, I was just going to say, as a reward for all your hard work, we're going to give you some more work.
Yeah.
It's the business we're in. If you do a good job, you get more.
Yeah, I was expecting something different there. I'd like to make that motion that we organize, sometime, in the near future, just kind of like a wrap-up facilitated session on our strategic priorities. And, you get a second, Councillor McDonald? Any discussion on that? No? I'll call that motion to vote. Oh, sorry, Councillor McDonald?
No, I was just going to say that it's a pretty good idea for us to do that, even it's just to reflect on what went well with staff in the last 4 years, how we could have better supported staff in the last 4 years to get more of those boxes ticked off. And but honestly, you look at that list, and under all 5 of our strategic priorities, we made major headway. So congratulations to the staff. We gave you a lot of work in the last 4 years, and well done. But I think it's a good idea just to meet and know what went well, what didn't go well, and how best to move it forward in the next 4 years. Definitely.
Yeah. Thank you. Did you want to add something, Kevin?
I was just going to say that council, I'm sure they do recognize, but make sure you do that there's some real foundational pieces here that you've done that will serve the community in the long run. And so sometimes it does take time to build that, but you look at the asset management, that's a huge step. We're building reserves, we have policy, and we have a plan. And we've been here for a lot of years, and a lot of councils struggle to get to that point. And you guys have, and so that's important, and that's a critical piece for us into the future. We're building relationships. Yeah, not all of that, pays dividends, tomorrow, but in the long run, that's going to be critical for the success of the community. So there's some real foundational stuff here.
Yeah. Yeah, thanks, Kevin. All right, I'll call this motion to vote. Oh, sorry, go ahead, Tab.
We need to double vote.
Oh, because I didn't call the information. Sorry. I was thinking when I said that, I was like, so do you want me to call the one for?
Perhaps it was for discussion.
Yeah. Yeah, it was. Isn't that what you heard?
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
what I thought.
Okay.
Thanks.
I will call the first motion. No.
So our day's gonna go in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I confused it already to start the day. No, there's nothing. Oh.
Here we go.
There we go. Vote is closed. It's carried. Okay, and then I'll call the motion to organize a facilitated strategic planning session. Yeah, that one is.
And that was seconded by Councillor Business.
Vote is closed, and it's carried.
Jaron is here.
Is he? Okay. All right, is he good to come in, Melissa?
Are we going into closed with them too?
Yeah, right after.
Oh, yeah.
Well, we're going to close, not maybe for him. All right, next 2.6, we have Jaron Neufeld, Chartered Professional Accountant with Eclipse LLP in attendance regarding the review of the 2025 audited financial statement. So, morning, Jaron. Welcome. I just push the button there and then I'll turn the mic on and there you go. Yeah, the floor is all yours, so good morning.
Excellent. Appreciate it, guys.
Yeah.
Thanks for having me here again this year. Always can tell when it's springtime because it means I get to sit in front of you guys and give you my reports. So,
so we can thank you for the nice weather?
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah, okay.
Finish the audit and the sun comes out. So
yeah.
I'll use that maybe as a promotional tool going forward.
Right.
So
Your taxes bring spring.
Yeah,
exactly. I like it. There we go.
New slogan.
Yeah. Excellent. So I see up on the board there that you guys do have a copy of our management letter there. So this is our final report or letter to Mayor and Council there, kind of outlining the finalization of the audit. Once we get back our signed proof copy of the financial statements and the signed T183, we'll go ahead and file the final tax return for the city as well. As you move through this report, you will see evaluation of our internal controls. So part of an audit is, or at least when we start an audit, is we go through the controls that the city has around its financial processes. Any, I guess, significant deviations or one that is deemed to be communicated to those charged with governance, i.e. yourselves, would go in here. Any minor variations in control deviations would be reported to the CFO in their letter. So with you guys this year, we did identify one item there where there were some overages of expenditures above budget, and recommendation being there in order to keep yourself in compliance with the Local Government Act of BC is that an amended budget should be passed when exceeding budget or appearing to project to exceed budget by the end of the year. So that's really the only one that we have for at your guys' level. As you move down, you'll see any changes in significant accounting policies, any significant unusual transactions, any variations where there may be differences of opinions in accounting estimates. In all three instances, there was nothing there. And as we continue going through, we reach our area with disagreements with management. There was none. Your team is excellent to deal with. We really appreciate all their hard work in order to assist us with getting through the audit. So no issues there to bring to your attention. As we flip the page there, consultation with other accountants. There was no areas where we required a second opinion. Primarily that would relate to disagreements with management, differences in judgment of professional opinion, things of that nature. So we didn't have to consult with any other accountants. Specific issues discussed, nothing major to identify to you guys. Of course, throughout any audit, there's always items that get discussed, but nothing that would be at a major level that would need to be reported to Mayor and Council. And no significant difficulties were encountered during our audit as well. Like I said, going back to my previous comment, your team is excellent to deal with, so everything went very smoothly. So that is our management letter. Any questions on that?
Thanks, Jared. Any questions, Council? No? All right, we're letting you off the hook. I already turned my head that way, though, and you didn't push your button, Councillor Parslow. Councillor Parslow.
Yes, I'm interested in the recommendation. What are the amounts that you're talking about? I mean, this is a, how can I say this? The requirement to adjust budget is self-evident. So what amounts in globally, not specifically?
Yeah. So the easiest way to actually answer that is if you go to the set of financial statements there on page 5. Anyway, I'm assuming you guys have a draft set of the financials, or I know you've seen them. But on the financial statements on page 5, if you go and look at the expense area there, Charlie, you'll notice, say, like general government services, you guys had budgeted 5.5 million. Actual expenses came in at just over 6 million. So, you can look at those ones specifically. Protective services, you guys were under budget. On transportation, just slightly over budget. So that would be, from a high level, without getting into specific line items, that would be the area to go and see which ones.
So the concept of material difference, is that a threshold about $250,000 still?
Materiality for the city, you mean, from ours? Yeah. I believe you guys are closer to 1.4 off the top of my head.
Oh, really?
So, yeah. So.
Okay. Thank you.
So you're good, Councillor Parslow?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Any other questions? No? All right. Thank you, Jared.
Excellent. Perfect.
Thank you. All right, I'm just going to vary the agenda and go to 16, recess to close meeting. So resolution to move into meeting of council close to the public for agenda item 2.1 section 91C labor relations or other employee relations, and agenda item 7.1 section 92B3 the consideration of information received and held in confidence relating to negotiations between the municipality and a First Nation. All right, Councillor Sudnick, Councillor Kempf. I'll call that to vote. There we go. You can vote now. Councillor Parslow. Vote is closed. That's carried. And we'll take 5. And those that are, I guess, watching online will probably be back in about half an hour, 45 minutes. Council meeting for Monday, May 11th, 2026, back to order. Next order of business was 4 late items. I don't believe there's any late items. No? Next, 5 new councillor business. Any new councillor business? Is there any? Oh, Councillor Parslow. Go ahead.
Well, I've got a list of 22 things I want to speak about.
Okay, I'll start checking
I'll
them off.
confine it to one or two.
We actually changed the policy on new councillor business. You have a minute.
A minute?
Yeah. No, go ahead, Councillor Parslow.
Okay. First of all, I attended the art auction, and I must say, having it the Mercer Hall was a great location. It was, as usual, very well catered to and well organized. And I was successful in a silent auction item.
Oh.
Yeah. The Federation of Canadian Artists regional event was held in, art show was opened in Fort St. John on Saturday. And that was quite a few people that were there from Dawson Creek as well. So that draws artists from as far east as Grand Prairie, Chetwynd, Fort St. John area, Dawson Creek, all the small points in between. Some good news, and I can't give you a rational explanation as to how it happened, but thanks to the good work of the new president of the gun club, Kurt Peets, I can tell you now that the old shotgun range has now been reopened.
Oh.
And it's open for Friday, Saturday, Sunday each week, and a couple of days during the week. But if people are interested in the shotgun sports, it doesn't negate the need for the development of the new one, but people are ecstatic about that. A number of each of the gun ranges that I know of in the area have now have part of their areas shut down for various reasons. So having this skeet and trap shoot open will be drawing people from all over because it's the only available one right now.
Excellent.
But there was something I do want to just flag, and I am serious about this topic. The club is getting far more outside participation now, and in part of that is because we've been having a series of courses for youth around the safe use of firearms. And thanks to Tim Hortons, who have been partially sponsored this event, we've had uptake from throughout the region, Fort St. John, and it's good to see young kids learning how to use firearms in a safe, responsible way. But their enthusiasm for wanting to continue to have another course and another course is neat to see that for sure. But the club has, as you know, did put in a request for the regional district gas tax usage for development of the new range, and it was turned down, not because of the local decision makers, but because of UBCM, who administers ultimately that gas tax funding, does not support anything to do with gun ranges. So the regional district was unable to support us. The club also had needed for improvement in its wastewater system. We reapplied to the regional district, and still the regional district is unable to support the upgrading of our septic water system through that grant either. And it really annoys me that it seems that an organization that we all belong to is discriminating to this area where gun sports are a core part of recreational pursuits. And so I'm going to collaborate with my colleague, Kyle, see about some discussion at NCLGA about this, because we're not the only community in the north where responsible use of firearms is provided by a club, but it's an important part of way of life, of hunting and so on. So I'm appalled that we don't get any support from the UBCM in this. So that's all for now for me.
Okay, thank you. You said 22, that was 5.
I know, but I don't want, the others are too personal.
Okay. Speaking of personal, on your weekend, you were at an arts thing. Was there some awards that were given? Is that public knowledge?
Oh,
Could
yes.
we recognize?
This is a juried show. There were 53 entries, and my wife won first prize.
Yeah. Amazing. Congratulations to Mary. It's amazing.
betcha.
And then did you also say there was somebody else in the piece that got third?
Paige Fortier, who's another Dawson Creek. We used the word Dawson Creek in general, and neighbouring areas. Both Mary and Paige live in the regional district, but she got third place.
Yeah.
Paige is a wonderful lady. I just love her.
Yeah, congratulations to both of them.
Yeah.
Thank you, Councillor Parslow. Councillor McDonald.
Thank you, Worship. We all received an email last week for our administration notifying us of the upcoming Healing the Land conference that'll be hosted at Soto First Nation. And I just wanted to make a motion today that we have up to 2 mayor and councillor or 2 councillors attend this very good conference. I was able to go, I'll make the motion that we can have 2 councillors attend.
Okay, thanks, Councillor McDonald. Second, Councillor Sudnick. Discussion?
I was able to go to Soto's first Healing the Land conference 2 years ago. It was a powerful, phenomenal conference that was very well attended by industry, very well attended by our local Treaty 8 nations and beyond. Such great information. I highly recommend anybody who's able to attend that conference. Very, very good about recovery of the land and restoration, all of it. Such a good conference, and I highly, highly recommend it.
Thanks, Councillor McDonald. Councillor Parslow just asked the dates, didn't I? Don't remember.
It is
offhand.
September 22nd and 24th.
Okay, thank you. Thanks, Councillor McDonald. Councillor Apollonio, you were new Councillor Business?
Yes, thank you.
Okay, I'll wait.
Question with
I know. Yeah. Councillor Earl?
Thank you, Worship, and I intend to support this. I just a question through you to staff. When a councillor brings forward a motion under new to be considered at the following meeting? Sorry, I'm trying to rack my memory for once upon a yonder when I did this, and I know brought forward a notion of notice of motion, and then there would be
a report
on the subsequent
that
that you had to, sorry, I'm not trying to gum up the works. Like I said, I fully support this. I just want to make sure we're not doing not accidentally thumbing our nose at the policies that you guys work so hard to come up with to keep us in line.
Thanks, Councillor Earl.
Sorry.
We did the last 2 times we did this.
No, we can do it under mayor's updates too if we need to. But, yeah.
FCM we did, not FCM, the major projects we did.
And
this one the first time we did.
yeah, Tab, what are you?
Thank you, Councillor Earl, for bringing that to my attention. When Councillor McDonald spoke to me earlier before the meeting, I considered a late item under late business, where a motion would be made to accept it. New Councillor Business is on the agenda, and if Council is okay with it, I'm okay with it at this time, and we'll tighten up the process, and I'll make sure to communicate that for future motions on the floor.
Okay.
It's all good.
Thanks, Councillor Earl. Thanks, Tab. Any other discussion on this motion? This one? Councillor Parslow?
Well, just procedurally, where every member of council is present, right? We also have that, to add to the agenda, we have that option, and we've used that a number of times.
Yeah.
So.
And it is new councillor business.
Half a dozen of one.
Yeah. Okay.
If somebody was missing, That would be another matter, perhaps. Depends upon the nature of the topic.
Okay. Thanks, Councillor Parslow. Any other discussion on this? No? I'll call this motion to vote. Vote is closed. It's carried. Councillor Apollonio.
Yeah, thank you, Your Worship. Just sincere thank to City of Dawson Creek, especially Mayor and Council and Sports staff for the honor accorded this morning to the Bravery Award. It means so much to them, especially to the Filipino community, because your support really means a lot. I don't like to take the limelight from them this morning, so I just want to speak up, just thank you, because that means a lot to us happening like 3 or 4 years ago. And the communities out there supporting them, supporting the Filipino community to, to go over this, tragedy. It means a lot. So thank you very much.
Yeah. Thanks, Councillor Apollonio. Any other new councillor business? No? All right. Next 6, adoption of minutes. 6.1, minutes of regular meeting of council held on April 27th, 2026 for adoption. Councillor McDonald, second. Councillor Kemp, call that to vote. Vote is closed. It's carried. Any business arising? All right. Next correspondence, 8.1, we have a letter from Simon Yu, Mayor, City of Prince George, received on April 28th, 2026 regarding a request for co-sponsorship of the Northern Rural Homeowners Grant Resolution to UBCM. Councillor McDonald?
Thank you, Worship. I'd like to move that we do a letter of support for this.
Thank you, Councillor McDonald. Second, Councillor Apollonio. Discussion.
Feels like, once again, the North is the easy choice for a provincial government to take from when it comes to making up its budgetary shortfalls. And we all know the extra expense it does cost us all to live in the North and work in the North. And this is not something we should lose out on. It's very valuable to our seniors.
Thanks, Councillor McDonald. All right, Councillor Earl.
Thank you, Your Worship. So just to play devil's advocate on this, as it notes in the letter, this rebate was tied to the carbon tax, which was repealed last year. Similar to the carbon tax rebate, which many lower income Canadians enjoyed as part of the carbon tax regime. Once the carbon tax was repealed, that rebate goes away because they're no longer paying the carbon tax. So while I agree that the Northern Living Allowance that we apply for through our income taxes when we file federal income taxes doesn't necessarily cover the true costs that increase when you live in the North with respect to transportation, groceries, what have you. I guess my question is, if we're asking the provincial government to put $200 to reconsider this, are we also asking them to find, where are we asking them to find that money? Because to say that this is a result of their poor budgeting, we all, or most of us in the North, lobbied for the repeal of the carbon tax during the worst aspects of inflation a couple of years ago. And this is one of the consequences of that, is that money no longer exists to be put towards this program, which was a benefit to our residents. So I'm fine to support this because I do think the province in general needs to invest more in the rural North, but this is one of those unintended consequences maybe of getting what you want.
Yeah, because they're not removing it completely, they're just reducing it from the carbon.
Yeah, it's just back to what it was before. There was an additional portion
that gets the extra 200.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Any other discussion? No? All right, I'll call this motion to vote. Thanks, Councillor. Vote is closed. It's carried. Next, 8.2, we have a letter from Chris Norbury, President, South Peace Health Service Society, received on May 2nd, 2026, regarding a request for a letter of support. Councillor Earl?
Thank you, Your Worship. And I appreciate this letter from Mr. Norbury. I know he's been a tireless advocate for healthcare in the region and for the Baltry's House in particular in his role there. Have we had any communication with Northern Health around what the rationale for discontinuing funding for this is? Are they just tightening budgets across the board, or is it a matter of they're not seeing value in it for a particular reason? You know, I've been, over the course of the last few years, reconciled myself to the fact that as a municipal government, there is more we could be doing to support healthcare in the region. But I've also done it with a great deal of trepidation, recognizing that healthcare isn't chiefly our responsibility. And, you know, we don't have a line item in our budget for healthcare. This is a facility that we have provided funding to in the form of grants and in the form of tax exemptions, in the form of what have you. So to find out, you know, Northern Health pulling the plug on their component as the people who are responsible for funding and providing healthcare in the region is frustrating, but I do want to give them, you know, I don't want to assume anything and give them an opportunity to speak to why they don't deem this a worthwhile expenditure, even though, as the note says, it was used by 220-ish people in the last year, plus serves as housing for locums that are working in the region. So I think Mr. Norbury's letter deserves consideration. I'm happy to support it, but I would like, I don't know if we have any, doesn't necessarily need to be a delegation, but if we can have some conversations with the folks at Northern Health about why they thought this was a good place to cut, I think that would be appropriate as well.
Yeah.
So I don't know what that looks like as far as a motion goes.
Well, I mean, you could, I did hear you say you are in favor of supporting this. I mean, you could, I haven't had the opportunity yet to talk to Northern Health about this, but I will.
Okay.
To just understand it a bit more, seeing it at another level as well. So,
Okay.
yeah, you could.
So yeah, I'll move the City of Dawson Creek provide a letter of support as indicated in the request.
Okay. Second. And
no, and I trust we don't need an additional motion, that you'll reach out to them.
Yeah.
And fill us in after the fact.
Yeah.
Cool.
I can do. Yeah.
Thank you.
Second, Councillor McDonald. Any discussion? Councillor Parslow?
You allow me to speak now?
You're on, I'm keeping track actually, because you
Okay.
said 22,
You're
was
on a
it?
short leash.
Yeah, you're at 8. So you
I guess this is a question related to the discussion you're going to have with Northern Health. Like my colleague Councillor Earl, I've always been concerned about downloading of various aspects of healthcare to our community, to the municipal government that we've needed to respond to because of the, I'm going to say, the competition to attract and retain professionals, and also in this case to provide affordable accommodation for people who are accessing services at the hospital. The aspect I would like to have some information on is not only what is the level of support that Northern Health has been giving to Baltry's House. The second, there was it relates to an announcement I heard on the only radio I listen to, which is CBC. I'm saying that because he's here, but it's true. Seriously, when quite shortly after this decision around Baltry's House was made, there was an announcement that I heard on the news that Northern Health, with I think it was with the BC Housing, was providing such structures in a variety of communities, and so I'm interested to know if, because it's a bit fuzzy, but it was several other communities they were providing such like this. It might have even been Fort St. John as well. Are they withdrawing funding from these other similar places for outlying patients to have an affordable, comfortable residence whilst relatives are actually in the hospital or something like that? So, or is they just this? Because this creature was developed in a very different way than being led by Northern Health, right?
Yeah.
So I think we need a lot more information.
Yeah, I could answer a little bit of that, but I think...
I mean, I'm going to support the motion.
Yeah.
It's providing a valuable service. But I'd like to know what the level of support is and what's happening to other similar things that were initiated by Northern Health with BC Housing.
And I was actually just thinking when you were speaking, Councillor Parslow, that you're going to NCLJ, correct?
Yes,
and so is
I'm chaperoning Councillor McDonald.
I'm glad you're chaperoning. Yes. But actually, while you guys are down there, are you? There's a meeting potential with Northern Health, so that it might be a good opportunity to ask those questions then.
Yeah,
and then you can bring that back to us. Okay.
Okay, we'll do that then.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you. Any other discussion on the motion? No? All right, I'll call this motion to vote. So you were done, right, Councillor? Yeah. Vote is closed and it's carried. Next nine reports. 9.1, we have report number 26-064 from the Chief Financial Officer regarding actual to budget variance report for period ending March 31st, 2026. Councillor Earl.
Thank you, Your Worship. I'll move the recommendation that report number 26-064 from the Chief Financial Officer regarding actual to budget variance report for period ending March 31st, 2026 be received for information.
Thank you, Councillor Earl. Second, Councillor Kemp. Discussion. I'll call this motion to vote. Vote is closed and it's carried. Next, 9.2, we have report number 26-065 from the Chief Financial Officer regarding the 2025 audited financial statements. Councillor McDonald.
Thank you, Your Worship. I'd like to move that report number 26-065 from the Chief Financial Officer regarding 2025 audited financial statements be received. Further, that the 2025 audited financial statements be accepted as presented.
Thanks, Councillor McDonald. Second, Councillor Apollonio. Discussion. Councillor Earl.
Thank you, Worship, and a thank you to staff, particularly Melissa and her team, for all the work that goes into this document. It's the other, I guess, other end of the budget where we get to see how we did and how close we were to the mark and hold ourselves accountable. So appreciate it, and thank you to Jaron and his team as well. They're always very good to work with, and I encourage anyone in the public who may be watching this, these documents are available if you'd like to review, and please reach out if you have any questions. Thanks.
Perfect. Thanks, Councillor Earl. Agree with everything he said. Thank you. All right, any other discussion? I'll call this motion to vote. Vote is closed and it's carried. Next, 9.3, we have report number M26-081 from the Executive Assistant regarding memo meeting request for the 2026 UBCM Convention. Councillor Kemp.
Thank you, Your Worship. I'll move recommendation number 1 that the report number M26-081 from the Executive Assistant regarding meeting requests for the 2026 UBCM Convention be received for discussion.
Thank you, Councillor Kemp. Second, Councillor McDonald. Call that to vote. Vote is closed. It's carried. All right, Councillor Parslow.
I question the value of these meetings. I think there's much more value when you have a meeting with the appropriate people away from the frenzy of UBCM. I resent a time clock type of approach to these meetings, and I'm just wondering if there's not more value to focus on the most important issues by a special meeting that the mayor can attend on behalf of the city in Victoria with appropriate people. I think the most pressing issue is water, and I think we need to continue that dialogue. But I find that it detracts from the convention and the business of the convention, scurrying off to different meetings, which I think are just perfunctory. They don't really seem to serve too much from the point of view of gains or understanding, because they're so short, and I think their staff are overwhelmed with meetings for several days. So we have talked about the value of going down, not as a group, but you as the representative with staff and arranging meetings. I think you just came back, for instance, with your regional district hat.
Yeah.
And you said how you thought that was a much better approach. And so my years of experience would say I concur with you.
Yeah, I know there's some other councillors in queue, but I'll speak to this. Just, I guess I agree with a lot of what you said, Councillor Parzo. I think the one thing that I like, we're down there already, so it makes sense to me to have these meetings. I know there's not much weight that comes from them besides it's a good opportunity to set up some future meetings and to build the relationships. It does, I guess, if all of council's attending them, it does take away a little bit from the meets of UBCM and what that offers. But yeah, I was just down there a few weeks ago and down there at a non-conference time, and you can the quality of time you get is quite superior to that of a UBCM, where there's 100+ municipalities down there all speaking to ministers and premier for 15 minutes. So I could see like some extreme benefit in the future that even if there was some policy around like once or twice a year, we were down there to meet with ministers. But so thank you. Councillor McDonald. So I was just thinking too, if there is ones that we want to go through, we should just do kind of one at a time. So if there's minister meetings that we are thinking that we should just do one at a time and get the list going here. So, Councillor McDonald.
Thank you, Worship. I was just going to comment on Councillor Parslow's comments. And I'm in agreement with you. I think we go with the same strategy we did last year, where we are leveraging these given meetings to try and set up future meetings. And I think there is definitely more value in yourself and Kevin, or yourself, Kevin, and one other, whatever, going down and having a meeting outside of UBCM where you're not held to a clock. And if you're having good, engaging dialogue, they will extend you, like happened to you with the RD meetings, right? But I think to just not use these opportunities to, like you say, relationship build and set up the next meetings would be a wasted opportunity, right? But I think we go in there with just the hope of, hey, when can we set up the next meeting? Or extending the invitation even better, can you and your colleagues come up to the north and see it from our eyes, right? Just using the meetings for that. In regards to desired meetings, I think for myself, water obviously is a very important one, but I'd like to talk to education as well about much needed teachers here in the north and much needed teacher support. I think we've seen the horrific consequences of not having proper supports in our schools for the students, and I'd like to talk to the ministry about that.
Okay, so do we need a motion for each one? Okay, do you want to make a motion for that, Minister of?
I'm so sorry, I shut it off.
Go ahead.
I'd like to make a motion that we set up a meeting to speak with the Ministry of Education about teachers and educational aides in the north and their numbers.
Thanks, Councillor McDonald. Second, Councillor Sudnick. Any discussion on that? On that one, Councillor Earl, or?
Yeah, just make a note, we might want to have a quick touch base with our colleagues at School District 59 to make sure that we they can obviously inform the conversation we're going to have, and I think that would be but that's my only comment on that particular motion.
Absolutely. Okay, thank you. All right, I will call this motion to vote. Vote is closed, and it's carried. Councillor Earl, did you have?
Yeah, I just, one or two things, generally speaking. I agree largely with what's been said. There is, if anyone who's ever been there, there is an element of pageantry, and it feels like speed dating, but it is a good opportunity to build a rapport with our provincial counterparts, and hopefully, if things go well and they can find the time, set up meetings to discuss matters of importance in more detail. A couple notes I want to make. Obviously, there are things that are distinct to Dawson Creek that we need to, I think, prioritize because of their distinctness, like water. And then there's things that are, I think, more generic to every rural community, like healthcare, like public order and repeat offenders, like wildfire and emergency management and the downloading of that and the lack of sustainable funding for municipalities to spin those programs up. And I'd imagine if we go into those meetings with that in mind, we're going to sound like one of 100 because pretty much every other municipality is going to be expressing very, very similar concerns. One last thing I want to highlight on how these meetings are going to go, and I hate to be the person to bring political considerations into it because who wants to do that? But just going off my own experience in Whistler from 4 years ago, during going into a municipal election, how to say this? Compared to the other years I've been at UBCM and meeting with ministers, the meetings weren't nearly as substantive as they were. The meeting in an election year was not nearly as substantive. Our ability to meet with ministers as opposed to their support staff wasn't what it was. And I'm not sure, I get a sense that the fact that a lot of people were either not there because they were out campaigning or running for election or had other things going on, maybe percolated through to our provincial counterparts who similarly didn't make themselves as available. So something to be mindful of. Not that I actually usually enjoy dealing with deputies more because they know the operational granular details of how something works as opposed to ministers, but something to bear in mind is it is an election year and there's a lot of people who are going to be going there and their mind might not be on governing. So.
Thanks, Councillor. Councillor McDonald.
Thank you, Worship. I'd like to make a motion that we also speak with the Ministry of Post-Secondary Education and Future Skills in regards to immigration and PNP and the Temporary Foreign Worker Program once again.
Thank you, Councillor McDonald. A second. Councillor Sudnick. Discussion.
This is an ongoing issue for us in the north. Very shallow labor pool is massively affecting our small business and our medium-sized businesses here. And we need to keep this top of mind if we want to stay a viable economy in the north for major projects, etc.
Thanks, Councillor McDonald. And if you're okay with it, I actually spoke to Todd on the late last week about this, so I have a meeting set up with him too to discuss some other things. So
Okay.
I'll add some stuff to it if you're,
Oh,
if you're fine
100%.
with that. So yeah,
Yeah.
just wanted to understand from them what their needs are.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Any other discussion? No. I'll call this motion to vote. Vote is closed and it's carried. I have a few, so I can go through. What's that?
Get it.
Okay. One, I guess, just a motion to meet with the premier, and really the sole purpose of that would be just the continuation of the water discussion and how we can continue to be in front of him and move that forward. If I can get a second, Councillor Kemp, any discussion? No, I'll call that to vote. Can I combine a couple if they're in regards to the same meeting topics? Or would you like it individual?
Through your worship,
They got two.
I'm not sure how that works when you're at the UBCM meetings. Are you able to combine them? Are you able to meet with more than one or just one at a time? If it's just one at a time, then I would suggest that the motion just be for.
Okay, one at a time. Okay. All right. My second motion would be that we would request a meeting with Walrus Ministry of Water in regards to our long-term water security for our city and surrounding area. Councillor Earl, any discussion? Call that to vote. Vote is closed. It's carried. Next, I'd like to make a motion that we meet with the Minister of Finance on our water security for long term and what that looks like to get into the 5-year plan of the province. So, second, Councillor McDonald. Discussion. No. All right. I'll call. Oh, Councillor McDonald.
Sorry.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah. No, I was just going to reiterate how that's something we haven't really discussed much is the financials of the water, and I think that is a phenomenal idea that we start those conversations now.
Yeah,
100%.
When I was down in Victoria a couple weeks ago, that was one of the main conversations with the premier was around that. So,
nice.
Yeah.
Very good.
All right. That was all I did have post-education, but Councillor McDonald moved that. I mean, there was just some discussion a couple of items ago on healthcare, so I don't know if... I guess my thoughts with the Ministry of Health, like because these are 15 minutes, there's not a lot of time to get things done, and we have a pretty good relationship with the Minister of Health right now, and can kind of reach out at any given time for conversations. So.
And Northern Health is a different meeting that we kind of automatically get anyway.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
That's
So.
the first stop.
Yeah, Councillor McDonald.
I would argue that you should speak to the Ministry of Health, even if it's just on our resolution sent to NCLGA for the universal access to mental health and the huge support it got, and just make sure it is brought to her attention. We brought this resolution forward. We have the support of 17 different communities, et cetera, et cetera. And then we are personally delivering it. We're not just depending on UBCM and NCLGA to get it to the attention of the Ministry of Health. I think it would put a good personal touch on that as well, so that she is looking for it coming out of UBCM.
Okay.
I think that would be worth it.
If you wanted to make that motion, could you also just add for a meeting with her, just to also discuss retention and recruitment of physicians for the South Peace region?
Absolutely. I'll make the motion that we meet with the Ministry of Health in regards to our resolution coming through NCLGA and UBCM, and then also to discuss recruitment and retention here in the South Peace.
Thank you, Councillor McDonald. Second, Councillor Sudnick. Any discussion? I'll call this motion to vote. Vote is closed and it's carried. Any other discussion? All right, thank you. We will move to,
Can I actually make one more?
oh yeah, go ahead.
Sorry.
No, go ahead.
I'm wondering our thoughts about meeting with Ministry of Transportation in regards to the Taylor Bridge. I know that is more a North Peace thing, but it is such a vital transportation corridor between us and the North that we should also be arguing for it as much as our provincial counterparts.
Yeah, I mean, you could put that motion forward. I'm under the understanding that they've made a lot of progress in moving forward on that. So, I mean, there's been, but yeah, I mean, that, and I think if we were going to meet with them and you were going to put a motion forward, that we would also discuss the Alaska Highway and 8th Street corridors coming through the city on the snow removal and the sidewalk removal. We would want that in there as well as, right now we're currently cleaning up the gravel on there and at our taxpayers' expense, but it's not us that put it down there, so.
Absolutely.
Yeah, so if you wanted to make that motion, if you could add that too.
Okay, I make the motion that we meet with the Ministry of Transportation and Transit in regards to the 8th Street and Alaska Avenue corridor through city limits and our ongoing cost of maintenance. And then also to speak to them about the Taylor Bridge.
Thank you, Councillor McDonald. Second, Councillor Kemp. Discussion. I'll call this motion to vote. Vote is closed and it's carried. Any other discussions on this topic? I'm going to just take a 2-minute break. We'll be quick. I'll be right back. Regular council meeting for Monday, May 11th, back to order. Next order of business was 9.4. We had report number M26-079 from the General Manager of Community Services regarding memo follow-up 2026 Cultural Gathering of Nations request for sponsorship. Councillor McDonald.
Thank you, Worship. I'm going to move alternative 1. Council may wish to take no further action, receive the report for information only. So I'll move the report number M26079 from the General Manager Community Services regarding follow-up 2026 Cultural Gathering of Nations request for sponsorship be received for information.
Thank you, Councillor McDonald. Second, Councillor Sudnick. Discussion. I'll call this motion to vote. Vote is closed. It's carried. Next, 9.5, we have report number 26-080 from the Deputy Corporate Officer regarding policy amendment exempt and management overtime. Ready?
Charlie?
Yes, Jeremy?
You seem to have an opinion about this earlier. You wanna?
I have opinions about this, but
Councillor McDonald.
can't formulate them into a motion.
Thank you, Worship. To begin discussion, I'll move the report number 26-080 from the Deputy Corporate Officer regarding policy amendment exempt and management overtime be received. Further, the council approve the new exempt and management overtime policy to support consistent overtime provisions for exempt and management staff and ensure qualifying work is compensated appropriately. Further, that the existing policy be repealed following the required 30-day review period.
Thank you, Councillor McDonald. To second, Councillor Kemp. Discussion.
I just have a question through you to staff. What I'm so sorry. What is acceptable? What's the acceptable levels of overtime that our salaried management give now? Is it are we talking like, okay, so we had emergency services activated, and then Chelsea's worked, and I'm sorry to put Chelsea's name out there. That was inappropriate. I'm sorry. But staff have now been doing 12-hour days for the last 10 days. Obviously, she should be compensated for that, right? But are we talking, in our day-to-day, we didn't get our day done, so we had an extra hour on Tuesday, so we're going to pay that? Or what are we looking at here, honestly?
So the policy, the only thing that's really changing in this policy is that it used to say that you would get compensated when there was a task number, which meant there was an emergency. The province has been clear with us that if that's our policy, then you will not be compensated, because we can't have a policy that only applies when the province is willing to pay. So we have to have a more general policy. So that's why it's in front of you. So we have put some guardrails in there, specifically the one that it has to be, so any management staff has to be pre-approved by myself. And again, so we have to have a general policy. It doesn't mean that they're going to get overtime for the work that they do. But if we don't have that, they will not get compensated for working in the ESS or the EOC, and then we won't have staff be able to work in there at some point, right? So that's kind of the challenge that we have, and that's why the change is in front of you.
Thanks, Councillor McDonald. Any other discussion? Councillor Parslow.
Yes, well, I think the exempt and management staff, now I regard them very highly, so nothing like, my comments won't be taken personally. It really is, this is a thing that was quite a bit of a revelation to me since I retired, what goes on. But I haven't changed my philosophical position on this. And I draw a distinction between exempt and management. Exempt are hourly, receive an hourly wage, and from time to time they may be required to work additional hours. I have no problems with that. But for management staff, my strong belief is that you're paid to get a job done. There should be no overtime at all. You manage yourself, and if it requires you working 7 days a week, sometimes that's fine, and if you can get away with 4 days a week, that's fine. So I cannot see paying any management staff overtime in any situation, with the possible exception of the one that's cited in an emergency thing. So I won't be supporting any. I do not approve of any management receiving overtime.
Thanks, Councillor Parslow. Councillor McDonald?
Thank you, Worship. In relation to Councillor Parslow's comments there, I agree, but except for in the case of extraordinary events like the emergency events, and I think what staff were saying that we will not get compensated by the province for those hours worked, and we'll be left paying them without a change to the policy. Is that what you were saying, Kevin?
That's correct.
Okay, so in that case, I can absolutely support this, right? We want to make sure that we have our policy in a proper manner so that we are able to collect from the province to make sure our staff are paid for doing work for the province in their emergency events and their centers.
Thanks, Councillor McDonald. Councillor Earl?
Thank you, Worship. Yeah, and I took the same thing away, that what's driving the change in this policy is the direction from the province with respect to how they compensate us for, emergent situations. I'm fine with that. I understand the sensitivity around it. Anytime we talk about government wages and compensation, there's an added element of interest from the public. And it is oftentimes almost a civic hobby to beat up on government employees with respect to the perception of how they get paid and what. I don't think, my experience in working here is we have some very good people who do some very good work, and you want them to be fairly compensated. I've worked in salaried positions. I've worked in hourly positions. I've been in a situation as a salaried employee where you work far above a 40-hour work week, and you might not get compensated. You might get time off in lieu of. Every organization's different, dependent upon their needs. When it comes to a municipal government that deals with emergency situations, we really don't have the option to not do the work. So I'm fine to support this. I think one thing that we need to highlight, and as with most things, this depends on council being able to place trust in the judgment of their CAO to ensure that those resources are being appropriately allocated and that we are, we're respectful with how we're spending those. So I don't think that's historically been an issue around, certainly not with this CAO, but in general, our CAOs tend to be the culture we've built here is one of collaboration and transparency around how these resources are spent. So I appreciate Councillor Parslow's sensibility, as I'm not going to call myself old school with respect to that, but I do come from an employment culture in a time where if you're management or salaried, the expectation is this is your job, you do your job, and that's that. Having said that, very seldom do I have to manage wildfire evacuees or floods or pandemics in my other work. So that's something I think we need to be mindful of.
Thank you, Councillor Earl. I had a little bit, I can share a lot of that. I think the one part that I struggled with is we have like a really good policy in place that has worked really well for us, and we're like pretty much told we have to change it in order to accommodate their service that they're paying for. So the other part of me was like, okay, well, we just won't do this, and then you'll have to find your own staff to staff it and offer the service to the region, right? Because we have to then change our whole policy to accommodate them. Well, we have a policy that works really well, and I know there's been some changes made in there to put some guardrails up, like Kevin spoke to. So, with that, makes it a little bit easier to support. But it's still a frustration because I'm not worried about this city leadership team. We have a phenomenal team here that looks after our city very well. But when we're making policy changes, it's not just about today, it's about for our future. And that concerns me a little bit because I don't know what the future brings. But so it's kind of where I was at. I had a lot of discussion around this and just trying to really understand it at that level. But I understand from the province that they need it to be more broad, but that at the same time, that's exposing us to a little bit of risk by accommodating them when these tragedies happen. Yeah, we want to be there to help, but it's their service that we're helping with. But yeah, it's just kind of where I'm at on it. Any other discussion? No, I'll call this motion to vote. Oh, I closed. I did that. I recalled it. I closed it too quick. I got excited. Vote is closed. It's carried. One opposed. Councillor Parslow. Next, 9.6, we have report number 26-082 from the Deputy Corporate Officer regarding the flag policy amendment public comments. Councillor Earl.
Thank you, Your Worship. I'll move the recommendation at long last, that report number 26-082 from the Deputy Corporate Officer regarding flag policy amendment public comments, which provides council with a public comment received during the 30-day public review period for the proposed flag policy amendment be received for information.
Thank you, Councillor Earl. Second, Councillor Kemp, discussion on receiving for information.
This whole subject has just been a blast. Thank you to everyone who chimed in. It's been wonderfully informative, and this is exactly why I got into public office.
Thanks, Councillor Earl, for sharing that. Any other discussion? I'll call this motion to vote. Vote is closed. It's carried. Next, 9.7, we have report number 26-085 from the General Manager of Community Services regarding the Dawson Creek Cricket Facility update. Councillor Earl.
Thank you, Your Worship. I will move the recommendation that report number 26-085 from the General Manager of Community Services regarding Dawson Creek Cricket Facility update be received. Further, that staff continue engagement with local cricket participants regarding current use, level of interest, facility needs, and potential opportunities to support cricket activities within the city of Dawson Creek. Further, that staff report back to council with the findings and options for council's consideration.
Thank you, Councillor Earl. Second, Councillor Apollonio, discussion.
I guess just thank you to staff. I know we've piled a lot on the recreation and cultural services and community services in the last, looking at the list of things they've got on their plate and they've been dealing with. This is, another thing we threw at them. We appreciate the report. Certainly this is an attempt, I guess, on our part to make, the kind of city we envision living in 15, 20 years. Certainly, especially among our student populations, but just in general, people are coming here from parts of the world with a passion for cricket, and we've seen them playing in public parks and school parks. And as we, continue to grow and evolve, it's good to be mindful of what those needs are and how we can add value to our existing amenities and infrastructure to make the community that much more welcoming and add that extra dimension that makes people want to come here and stay. So appreciate staff, and I know you've got a bunch of stuff currently on your plate. So the fact that you found time for this is very much appreciated.
Thanks, Councillor Earl. Councillor Parslow.
Well, being a former cricket player myself, opening bat for the university, I could have taught the staff here how cricket is played and all these technical things. But realistically, I've seen cricket being played in other communities, and they have a sort of a permanent wicket base. The rest is just a regular field. Yeah. So, with all due respect, what is a picture that's been painted here is a Cadillac approach, and not one that we can afford, in my mind. You have a listing from staff for other things that are on the go. You're going to be adding, if this is to follow through with the Cadillac style, another significant cost center. And so I'm going to vote against this because I don't believe it's as presented. All these considerations needed. It can be done. The place I've watched a lot of cricket played is Langley, because the cricket pitch is an easy walk from my daughter's home in the township of Langley. And it's the field does have a permanent cricket, the actual bowling area.
Yeah.
The rest is just a regular field used multi-sports, and that's exactly, I think, good enough. So the picture that's painted here, I look at all these other things, and I put trail systems and things like that. I want to get those things done before anywhere going near this. So I think the people who will be playing, if we look at just the permanent pitch thing, so be it. But the rest, no. So I'm going to vote against it because it smacks of me of another high expenditure Cadillac thing. Thank you.
Thanks, Councillor Parslow. Councillor McDonald?
Thank you, Your Worship. This is going to kill me to say. I agree with Councillor Parslow completely. That hurt. That hurt me inside. I'm sorry. And building off of what Councillor Earl said, we have staff who are extremely busy right now. We have piled a lot on them this year, and I think to send them back to continue putting efforts into what would be lovely to have in this community, but probably something we just cannot afford to have a full functioning cricket pitch like was presented there. I look at other groups in our community, like our wonderful Dawson Creek Disc Golf Club, who self-funded and created their own course in our community for them to recreate at no cost to the city, other than offering them the space to build it. I think if there's a wonderful group out there that want to play cricket in this community, and I agree, just the bowling lane for them to pitch at, and we can provide them the space at a specific park. I think that's where we're at right now. And if they wanted to come back to us with a proposal for us to listen to, I would be more than happy to listen to. But for us to send staff back out there, continuing to spend time, effort, and funds to look into a cricket pitch that wasn't even on the Master Rec list of needs or desires in the community, I think is a waste of funds and a waste of very valuable staff time.
Thanks, Councillor McDonald. Councillor Earl?
Thank you, Your Worship. And I don't remember where it was on the Master Rec list, but it did make an appearance. But just to the point in this recommendation, there's nothing in the recommendation that is prescriptive of a purpose-built facility or an explicit spend or a line item in the budget. The motion, as I understood it, could very well encompass what Councillor Parslow described with respect to just a moderate setup that can be used wherever. I appreciate, pardon me, the report you see at the back with the urban system stamp on it suggests they've workshopped the idea a bit, and that there might be more meat on the bone than was initially intended with the initial motion. Having said that, once again, I don't see a timeline associated with the recommendation either. And it was my reading, and maybe I was intuiting it incorrectly, that it was kind of a generic recommendation saying we'll keep the subject open for consideration for an as yet to be determined date. I don't think there was any intention to assign a line item in a capital budget and kick this to the top of the priority list.
Yeah, I kind of went the same assumption as Councillor Earl on this and why it makes sense to put this forward. But I mean, also if Kevin or Ryan, if you feel like it's something different or you need direction. But I realize we're not in a position to spend an amount to build this huge thing. It was just something smaller, and that was kind of the intent all along that I understood. So, Ryan, if you want to clarify.
Thank you, Your Worship. So this report was really to provide you a high-level understanding, because I had to do a little bit of research on cricket and field size and stuff. And so really this is an education piece for council in terms of, what is a community cricket aspect and some of those details, and information piece back for yourselves. In terms of the Parks Rec Culture Master Plan, I believe it was identified as number 26 for outdoor items, and that I'm not sure where that is specifically off the top in the report. It's on page 3, ranking 26 among all outdoor infrastructure priorities in terms of cricket sports fields. We did a high-level bench sort of test in terms of if you were to look to build a community cricket facility, what would that look like from a space size? And I think that was an interesting aspect for us to really understand how that fits within our current green spaces. We do know that there are costs associated with any of our recreational facilities, indoor, outdoor, whether it's, similar to the Paul Loisel soccer fields or the Harry Morrow ball fields, Kin Park, et cetera, or the Kin Ball Diamonds. So there would be still costs associated with that. There are some pros and cons for each of the parks and spaces identified. I think the real conversation is to really get back to you from 2024, so it didn't drag on, to get you some information and back. And I think the intention is for us is to, while spring, summer is amongst us here, is to go have some conversations, and whether it be a full cricket pitch, whatever that might look like, or not, or is it just the bowling area? Where would that go? Where could it go? What would that look like? And start having and might have a conversation with that or the local cricket community, and whether or not they're really a formalized association group or just really a bunch of individuals doing drop-in and just finding a green space. And so it's really that first step for you of understanding where it is, some of the other priorities that are on the that longer term sort of look, and that. So it's just really a summarization of to get back to you of the information that you were requesting at that time.
Thanks, Ryan. I appreciate that, and I appreciate that, if this passes, to go back out, but I just don't, maybe I'm just speaking for myself, but I don't see you building this, big $1 million cricket pitch. So I would not want to go out to those organizations even suggesting that or putting that in the community, that's what we're looking at, unless we're looking at it. I think our understanding is that if there was a little area like kind of Councillor Parslow spoke to, that would be something that would be nice to understand at this level, what that looks like and what the cost. But I could be mistaken, but I think council's on a similar page to that. But yeah, I just wouldn't want to go out to those organizations saying like, we're looking at this and putting any false hope out there with knowing that I don't know if that's the direction. But
no, through your worship, I think it's good to have this information to understand how big the bread box is, so to speak. Because if we didn't have this, then we might assume that it's easy to build a full-on cricket pitch without understanding that it's going to cost what it is. I think if we were to go out and speak, as Ryan said, with the cricket community, it's really, you need to, how many people are we talking about that are involved? What do we, and I think you're right. Where you start is likely in an existing green space that can facilitate just the bowling lane and let them go out. And if that sport continues to grow over time, then that's, as you guys had indicated, that's when they come to council and start to advocate.
Yeah,
But I think it's understanding what we have in the community, how many players, where it's going, do they have an association, or like Ryan says, is it just a group of people? We certainly do not want to go out and say, hey, do you want a brand new cricket facility? Because we know what the answer is. Of course they do.
Yeah.
So I think that's not the intent. That was information for council to understand the scope, so council understands what it would take for a full pitch if they were ever to consider it into the future. So, yeah.
Okay, perfect. Thanks, Kevin. Any other discussion? I'll call this motion to vote. Vote is closed. It's carried. 3 opposed. Councillor McDonald, Parslow, and Sednick. All right, we'll break for lunch. Come back in half an hour or so. 11th, 2026, back to order. Next order of business was 10 bylaws. We have 10.1, report number 26-083 from the Chief Financial Officer regarding tax rates bylaw number 4631, 2026 for consideration of adoption. Councillor McDonald.
Thank you, Worship. I'd like to move that report number 26-083 from the Chief Financial Officer regarding tax rates bylaw number 4631, 2026 be received. Further, the tax rates bylaw number 4631, 2026 be adopted.
Thank you, Councillor McDonald. Second, Councillor Apollonio. Discussion. Councillor Parslow.
So there's no changes coming later on in the meeting? Good.
Hey, be nice.
I am being nice.
No, you're not.
It was just a sort of an expression of
Friendly jab.
affirmation, a friendly jab, yeah.
Was that all you had, Councillor Parslow?
That's all I had. I wanted to see Melissa's assurance. Right.
All right, any other discussion? I'll call this motion to vote. Vote is closed, and it's carried. Next, 10.2, we have report number 26-091 from the corporate officer regarding zoning bylaw 4625-2026 for consideration of third reading. Councillor Sudnick.
I'll move the recommendation report number 26-091 from the corporate officer regarding zoning bylaw number 4625-2026 be received. Further, that zoning bylaw number 4625-2026 be given third reading.
Thank you, Councillor Sudnick. And second, Councillor McDonald. Discussion. I'll call this motion to vote. Vote is closed, and it's carried. Next order of business, Mayor's Business 11.1, Mayor's Updates. Day of mourning with day of mourning. It was, I think, within the last couple of weeks. I can't remember if that was last week or the week before, but it was, it was, it's always a tough one to do just because you're reflecting on, those that, I guess work safety, but, those that, have had some experiences in the past with, some that, we've lost some employees at the city over the years, so that part's tough. And then last year, there was some accidents within the city team as well. So, it was good to gather together and all that, but it was, to reiterate the importance of safety and work safety for our team members, not just with the city, but all around. Like you expect to go to work and to come home to your families each day. And and we did have some accidents last year, but we're grateful that those individuals are still here today. It's always a tough one to do, but it is also, it's just important to bring awareness to it and to really recognize the whole team and for what they do every day and the appreciation. So. We had a community meeting with Doig River First Nations. We presented to them the Paracup from the Paracup event and their sponsorship, so we did that. And there was a few other things. It was just really some networking and just some relationship building come out of that. NLC, I attended their International Student Welcome. I can't remember the number. I believe they had around 70 students between here and the Fort St. John campus for their intakes. So it was nice. It's always nice to go down there and just to welcome these students. And I mean, some of them came in the day before to our country. So it's nice just to be down there and to assist the college. The college is phenomenal at welcoming students, and they do such a tremendous job. So it's just nice to be able to down there and help them and enhance that a bit. So Dawson Creek Tourism, we had the grand opening last week at the Maw Building downtown. So it was kind of in combination with the Maw Building grand opening as well. So another great event. There was 4 council there, so it was. Just an amazing thing to see right in the center of our community by the Mile Zero post. There was, I don't know how many people. There was probably 100 people, maybe. Maybe.
Oh, in the whole building?
It was good. There was a good turnout. Just a great place for tourism to be right down there. To just add some more traffic to downtown and just really, it was a good opportunity to touch on. What this council and the city's done for our downtown as well. There's been a lot of improvements that have been made downtown, whether it's cleaning up lots or the light fixtures. Like there's been an investment down there in our tax revitalization. So it's just nice to see something growing down there and a new place to attract people to downtown. So Yeah, and also just wanted to give a shout out to the tourism team as well, just for the last few months of the transition, and it's been a lot of efforts to get to where they are today. So I just wanted to thank you for that. Impact, I attended the Impact performance on Friday night that the Dawson Creek Dance School put on. So it was great. It was out on Shaga Hall. It was actually, it was better than great. There was, I don't know how many young individuals were in it, but it's probably 30. But it was a dance performance that I haven't really been to one like that before. But it was kind of had a theme based on life's challenges and the challenges our youth face. And then it kind of showed how they progressed through it and talked about the tools, whether it was journaling or different tools that are out there to help people through their tough times. And it was pretty amazing. It was inspiring. It also too was the theme of it came from the students. So that's what really inspired me, was that when they were talking about how tough life is and the challenges that individuals face today in our youth, it all came from those students. So it was pretty inspiring to see them perform. And they had 3 shows, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. And there was probably, and Shaga Hall's a fairly big venue, but there was probably at least 200 in there on Friday nights. So yeah, it was well attended. And it was great to be there. And they did such a good job. So. And then I also met with Brian Bareski, and actually his manager. Brian is the owner of a few McDonald's franchises in northern BC. So I think he's got 8 or 9. But I just met with him just on the challenges that they're facing around the changes to the temporary foreign worker program. So it was good. I also got to share with him on some of the work we've done on that too, and advocating. And then he also talked about one thing that it might need to look into a little bit, but I think is the PNP program was removed, or one of them was. Yeah.
Express entry for low skill, mid skill.
Oh yeah, that one was
been taken away.
Yeah. So.
It's more federal though
than provincial. Yeah. So no, but I wanted to. It was good to just meet with him and really hear from another business owner in our region. That the struggles they're facing. So, yeah. Any questions on any of those? No? All right. 11.2, we had delegation request from Extreme Mudfest. So they had a request there's a letter of sponsorship there. Councillor McDonald?
Thank you, Worship. I'm going to move that we turn down the opportunity for sponsorship of Mudfest this year.
Thank you, Councillor McDonald. Do I have a second? Councillor Sudnick, discussion? No? Okay. Councillor Parslow?
I'd like to learn the reasoning for that motion.
Councillor McDonald?
Thank you, Worship. This is a for-profit corporation that is hosting these in multiple locations across BC and Alberta. This is more a regional event well outside the city of Dawson Creek. And I don't necessarily know that it falls within our strategic priorities of supporting youth, seniors, and relationships in the region.
Thank you, Councillor McDonald. Any other discussion? No? I'll call this motion to vote. Vote is closed. It's carried. Next, Chief Administrative Officer Operational Updates. Over to you, Kevin.
Thank you. Start with water update. So I got tabbed to put up a picture of Bear Hole Lake and the weir. This was, I believe, Wednesday, Thursday last week. So
it looks a little different than last fall.
Yeah. So very positive. Water's running over top of the weir, which is the first time in a couple of years. So that's a good sign. So how long it lasts or maintains, we don't know, but that's positive. So just wanted to share that. We're seeing the runoff freshet in the river, again, quite a bit higher than what we've seen in the past 4 or 5 years. So again, that's positive, but it's really about how long it sustains. I know the ground itself in some spots is still quite dry. I think the water did soak in, but I think the ground itself is still relatively dry, and unfortunately the warm winds we're having doesn't help. So, yeah.
Can I ask you a quick question about that picture?
Yep.
You just push. Oh, you're on. Sorry.
No, that's
Go
all
ahead,
right.
Councillor McDonald.
Is that in the middle there, is that a gate?
Yeah. So.
And is it raised?
Yeah. So what you have there is there is a gate there. I don't believe it is. No, it's not raised. I think that's just how it appears there. But there is a mechanism there to open a gate.
Right.
And then the fish ladder is in front of that.
Right. And that's the gate we open if the water is no longer running past.
Yeah. If we need to supplement the river, then
Right.
that's the opportunities to go there and
Okay.
open the gate. Yep.
Okay. Thank you.
Yep. Crews have mobilized to the arenas and curling rink. Paving for the arena lot. So crews are mobilizing there today, and also for the canopy of the curling rinks. So those projects are starting early, so that's good. So we'll see those get wrapped up before ice season start. 100B Avenue, which has been a bit of a challenge for the contractor. Contractor's back today repairing the sewer line that they had challenges with last fall. So 8th Street right there is closed, I think, most of this week, hey Deb? I think it's closed better part of this week. So that is occurring. Community cleanup is happening. I saw Councillor Earl out with Lakeview and a few others. Everybody's out there doing that, so that's good to see. And our gravel boulevard cleaning program for seniors and disabled is underway as well. So folks, if they're listening and they're not on the list and they're a senior or physically disabled, they can call into City Hall, get put on a list. We have groups, nonprofit groups that sign up with us, and then they will go and they'll get a list from us. They'll go and clean the gravel off the boulevards for these properties, and then they get a nominal amount from us as a bit of a fundraiser for them. So,
Yes.
So that's what I've got for today.
You've also started, lots of the patching has started as well?
Yeah, so last week, you may have seen that they did a big patch on 106th Avenue from 8th all the way to 10th, which is needed, so that's good. So they are doing some patches in the area. And the actual road programs where we'll be doing reconstruction will probably be starting in the coming weeks. Yeah, so everything is kicking off, so everybody's going to be busy with capital programs.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thanks, Kevin.
Yeah, you betcha.
Councillor Parslow?
So what's the sewer problem?
So on 100B Avenue, what happened last year is the contractor attempted to line the pipe, which we've had contractors do numerous times in the past, where they run a flexible liner in the pipe, it expands, and that essentially rather than digging up the line. So that failed last year. And what happened is it failed in a way that was causing issues with the sewer line, that it wasn't flowing properly. So they tried to do some repairs without digging anything up. That was unsuccessful. So now they're having to replace the line. And the important thing is that is at their cost and not ours.
Just a chunk of the line, like wherever that blockage is?
Yeah, Devin, how much of it are they doing? The entire line.
Oh.
So they're coming across 8th Street, so 8th Street's closed, and then easterly up 100B Avenue, so.
And
Yeah. So.
And what's the update on the solar project, solar capital project for this year?
So I know well, Ryan could probably speak to it. He's more familiar than I.
Through your worship to Councillor Parslow. The last time reported, we were waiting back for the RFP, and that has come through late last week for staff to review. And from that, if there are any changes, we'll make them or modifications, and then like to get that out as soon as we can.
So who designs the RFP? You just said it comes back to you for review. Who prepares that?
So we engaged, we had Jill on our side on procurement to put some of the front end of the document together. But in terms of the back end, some of the identifying the scope or defining the scope, the structural drawings and all those sort of things. So we've had outside help to gather all that information. So we're just putting all that together, and as of on Friday or Thursday, we received a draft for review. And so once we review that, we'll be looking to get that out the door.
Is the outside help Urban Systems?
We've had some assistance with Urban, yeah.
Okay. You?
Thanks, Councillor Parslow. Any other questions? No? All right, thanks, Kevin.
Yep.
And Ryan. Next order of business is 13 diaries, nothing there. 14 consent calendar. Anybody want to lift anything? Got a motion to accept. Councillor Kemp, second Councillor Sudnick. Call that to vote. Vote is closed. It's carried. Media questions. There's no media here right now, but I did want to thank the gentlemen from CBC that were here all morning with us, listening in for attending today. Next, 16 recess to close meeting. So 16.1 resolution to move into the meeting of council closed to the public for agenda item 6.1, 6.3, section 91C, labor relations or other employee relations. Agenda item 6.1, 6.3, 7.1, section 91K, negotiations and related discussions respecting the proposed provision of a municipal service that are at their preliminary stages, and that in the view of the council could reasonably be expected to harm the interests of the municipality if they were held in public. Agenda item 6.2, section 91E, the acquisition, disposition, or expropriation of land or improvements if the council considers that disclosure could reasonably be expected to harm the interest of the municipality. And agenda item 7.1, section 91J, information that is prohibited or information that if it were presented in a document would be prohibited from disclosure under section 21 of the Freedom of Information and Protection of Privacy Act. And agenda item 7.1, section 92B2, the consideration of information received and held in confidence relating to negotiations between the municipality and another local government. Councillor Kemp, second Councillor Apollonio, call that to vote. Vote is closed. It's carried. One of these days you guys are going to defeat that and make me re-say it all over again.